What's up, fuckers, and welcome back to another offseason rebuild here on NBA 2K22 Next Gen. Today, the Utah Jazz, a team that has kind of been on the verge of being a contender every year. They tend to have some very good regular seasons and then fail pretty horrifically in the playoffs every year. So the Jazz this year lost in the first round to the Dallas Mavericks in 6 games. This Mavericks team made it all the way to the Western Conference Finals. But nonetheless, it was a very disappointing first round for the Utah Jazz. And now that Quinn Snyder has stepped down, he's moving on. The rumors are starting to float out there that they might want to move on from one of, if not potentially both of their stars on their team, being Rudy Gobert and Donovan Mitchell. Today, we're going to decide what we want to do with the Jazz in hopes of getting them a championship. So obviously, this is not a realistic rebuild whatsoever. I don't want anybody to think that at all. We're going to do a 3-year offseason rebuild, so you get 3 offseasons, 3 regular seasons, in which we'll make the moves that hopefully get us to the promised land. Of course, I do want to hear from you guys. What are some other offseason rebuilds you want to see down below in the comment section? My most recent video that I just did, the Toronto Raptors, the Jazz comment, had the most likes, and here we are doing it today. So, that being said, also, if you guys are new to the community, new to the channel, we'd love to have you around here for a while. Stick around, subscribe, and join the community. Without further ado, man, the Jazz definitely need some help. I'm actually really excited to see what they end up doing this offseason. I'm excited for hopefully some sort of big trade in the NBA's offseason. But today, our goal is to get them a championship. Let's see if we can do that. All right, so Quinn Snyder has stepped down. He's been the Jazz's head coach for quite some time now. I don't know the exact number of years, but he's an overall solid head coach in my opinion. They decided to go in different directions, whatever happened there, but he's not on the team anymore, and we need to now go ahead and move in a different direction. We will hit the draft lottery. Unfortunately, we do not have our first-round pick this year. It was in the Mike Conley trade with the Memphis Grizzlies, and we're going to have to suffer without a first-round pick. We also don't have a second-round pick because that was in the Elijah Hughes trade. I looked all of this up just to double-check it. Obviously, the lottery is not what it actually is in real life because I don't have a saved file, but I am going to go ahead and I'm just going to fire him, I guess, because step down, fired, whatever you really want to call what happened between the Jazz and Quinn Snyder. Whatever it is, we're getting a new head coach. So, that being said, I think any good rebuild starts out by signing my boy Mike Stauffer. I mean, nobody seems to care when I do it, and I think I'm going to continue to do it. Things tend to go pretty well when I sign my boy Mike Stauffer, who has obviously the best ratings in the game. I mean, he's a legitimate person that works on 2K every year, and bro just decides to put himself in the game every year. But nonetheless, we're going to have him as our new head coach. So no picks. Shocker of the century. We have no picks in this year's draft. Now, that being said, what do I want to do with these two? Do I potentially want to move one of or both of them? But a move needs to be made with this team desperately. I think Mike Conley, in my opinion, is also on his way out. I think $22.5 million for his overall play in this game, along with some regression, probably is most likely going to not help us win a championship. Bogdanovich, this team is just really old, and I don't really think, like, besides Donovan, I mean, typically your best player, Donovan Mitchell, is 25 years old. So, I mean, I guess you're not going to get called an old team. Like, you're not the Lakers retirement home, but, like, the rest of your core is a little on the older side, if you will. So, we're going to go ahead and make a couple moves with this squad, and I'll see you guys with our first trade. First trade here coming with the Sacramento Kings. This might look like a weird one, and you probably could be right. This might be a little bit of a weird move, as it looks on paper anyways. Rudy Gobert and Jordan Clarkson are going to be going to the Sacramento Kings. De'Aaron Fox is going to be coming back. He's obviously the primary point in this trade and why I'm trading for him. If you look at the year he just came off of, it's a very impressive one. And I'm not saying he's going to put up exactly those numbers here in Utah, but he's obviously going to be an upgrade at the point guard spot for us. We're also acquiring Harrison Barnes, who's most likely going to be traded. We have a lot of forwards on this team now that are just kind of in a logjam, kind of weird moratorium period with this team, and I'm not really here for it. So, we're not done making trades. I might try to acquire a high pick. I promise you I will stop getting him after this video. I know I have gotten him a lot, but Mike Conley for Robert Williams, straight up, no picks involved whatsoever, was just way too good to be true, and he's honestly on an unbelievable contract, and most likely a future defensive player of the year. So, welcome to the team, Robert Williams, going to be our new starting center. Now let's see if we can get a pick in this draft. The Pacers have the 9th overall pick. I'm going to see if we can go ahead and acquire it here for Harrison Barnes, who was just somebody who was not going to be on my team, if we are being honest. But Harrison Barnes, straight up for the 9th overall pick. They're not interested. Unfortunately, I do not have a ton of assets. They want a future first for Chris Duarte. Honestly, that's not that bad. It is our unprotected first next year. I'm hoping we're going to be a good team, like a playoff team next year, but I'm kind of willing to put in the risks. I think that number 9 overall pick is going to help us. And now when I kind of step back and look at it, we obviously have our new backcourt, or not new backcourt, but we have a new member of our backcourt and definitely got a lot younger at that point guard position. The small forward spot's a little up in the... Chris Duarte is listed as a small forward? Huh. I'll be. I'm still up in the air on Bogdanovich. I like his shooting quite a bit, especially next to a guy like Robert Williams who really can't shoot the basketball at all. But we're probably going to go ahead, if the right option is there at the power forward spot for me in the draft, or small forward most likely, I'm going to go ahead and do that. So let's hop into the NBA draft. The number 9 overall pick after not having a pick going into the draft. Honestly, not that bad. So we can take a look at the summary so far. It was AJ Griffin, Chet Holmgren, Jabari Smith Jr., Jaden Ivey, Ty Washington. Banchero fell all the way to 6. That would have been cool. Benedict Mathurin's here. Jalen Durant's here. Kendall Brown's here. Not a bad option. Got Keegan Murray. How tall is Mathurin? He's 6'7". Low-key potentially could move him all the way up to the small forward spot. Maybe start him there. Patrick Baldwin Jr. is also here. Marjon Beauchamp. Williams. Okay, so there's some options. I'm thinking Benedict Mathurin. Not a guy I've really drafted. I don't know a ton about him, if I'm being honest with you. 19 years old, coming out of Arizona. Let's go ahead and take him. Welcome to Utah. Most likely going to be our new starting small forward. He's going to be a 76 overall. Definitely some development things that could be worked in there. Listed as a shooting guard right now. If I move him all the way up to small forward, what happens? He actually goes up all the way to a 78 overall. What are his shooting stats? I'm not even going to pretend to know. Mathurin has an A three-pointer. All right, we'll take that. That's definitely something that's going to help us out a little bit because De'Aaron Fox has that C rating, which is obviously hurting us just a tad bit. But we're not done making trades yet. I'm most likely going to move on from Bogdanovic. This would probably not happen in a million years. I don't know if there's any real possibility of San Antonio taking this because I really don't have any picks to give up. But Keldon Johnson would be a huge upgrade in my opinion. You know what? Chris Duarte, for their unprotected first next year, that low-key could end up being somewhat of a steal. And I don't want to necessarily give up Duarte just like that, like he's nothing, but that unprotected Spurs pick next year might actually come into play. And I'm going to go ahead and do this trade. We're probably taking their second best player here most likely. So Keldon Johnson, welcome to Utah. You are going to be my new starting power forward. So the starting 5 is figured out. I'm very excited about this. I'm most likely just going to have Royce O'Neal, who's on a somewhat, not expensive, but maybe a little overpaid. Nah, it's a bad word, bad term to use. Because I do think Royce O'Neal, congrats, worst Call of Duty ever upgraded. But I think Royce O'Neal can definitely still contribute to this team. What I need to do right now is find a definitive 6-man, which is something I really don't have right now. So team player options. Juancho Hernan-Gomez, congrats, you started a movie, and all of a sudden you think you're the shit, dude. Eric Pascal going to get that qualifying. Trent Forrest, probably not. Xavier Sneed, no thank you. I brought Hernan-Gomez back just to acquire a first-round pick, if I'm being honest, because for some unknown reason, there is actually probably a team out here that will give me a first-round pick for this. Why did they just wait for it? Thank you very much, Memphis. All right, the rest of the roster goes like this. Jared Butler will be my backup point guard, 75 overall, 21 years of age to De'Aaron Fox. Nickeil Alexander-Walker will be backing up Donovan Mitchell. I don't know if Nickeil Alexander-Walker is going to be here long-term, but he's not a bad option for a guy that's probably going to play close to 10 minutes. I mean, our best player doesn't really need a backup, but you know what I'm saying. Mathurin and O'Neal. Keldon Johnson will get a backup, and then Udoka Azubuike will back up Robert Williams. I like Azubuike quite a bit. So we just need to back up power forward. Do we have anybody under contract? Pascal. I'm dumb as hell. Is he restricted? All right, so I'll wait till after moratorium. I'm going to let the rest of these guys go right here because I do think Eric Pascal can be a solid backup for us. We also have a $14 million trade exception on that Harrison Barnes deal, which really isn't bad at all. Do I actually have any money here to play with? I actually have a little bit of money. Like, do I want to sign 36-year-old Al Horford? Yeah, probably not. I can get Trez, low-key. I don't really want to play him at power forward, though. I'm just going to play it safe. We're just going to bring back Pascal after this moratorium period is up just so I can actually give him a contract, and then we should be good. He wants around $10 million a year. It's not bad at all. I can live with that. And welcome back to the team, Eric Pascal. So we've made a lot of moves this offseason. I think we got better overall as a team. We kind of went out with the old, in with the new, if you will. I think we got younger quite a bit at pretty much every single position. So I'm excited to see what this team can do. I will see you guys at the start of year number 1 here in Utah. Start of the first season for us here in Utah. We have obviously made a lot of moves with this Jazz team here. I think they were all necessary, in my opinion. Me personally, I don't really have something huge against Rudy Gobert. I kind of just traded him without really giving a massive explanation. But it's nothing against Gobert. I just don't know if he can be a second best player on a championship team. And unfortunately, contract-wise, that kind of is what it comes down to for the Jazz. They're kind of restricted with the amount of money that man is making, but he's obviously a multiple-time Defensive Player of the Year. He's not necessarily a second best player on a championship team, in my opinion, though. And that does suck because I don't really think the Jazz fans want to trade him. Maybe some do, maybe some don't. But I think if you want any shot of being competitive in the West next year, at least in the playoffs anyways, that trade does have to happen. You have to find somebody that'll take him. I know the Chicago Bulls have been rumored, a couple of, maybe the Hornets a little bit. But back to our squad now and the moves that we made that I think got this team a lot better, in my opinion. De'Aaron Fox, Donovan Mitchell, Benedict Mathurin. Am I saying that right? Benedict? Okay, just want to make sure. Keldon Johnson and Robert Williams, who I don't even want to call like an off-brand Rudy Gobert, because Robert Williams has very much proved himself. I don't think he's quite at Rudy's level of defense yet, but Robert Williams is probably a top 3-4 shot blocker in the league, and I stand by that statement. I really do think so. Our bench unit's definitely something that could potentially use some upgrades this coming off season. I really am really comfortable with our starting five, but the bench unit's something that could definitely use some work. The reason for me making Royce O'Neal the sixth man is a couple reasons. One, I don't really like power forwards and centers as my sixth man. I'm sure a lot of you do know that. And then second being that we have, a 19-year-old here starting at small forward for us. So I want the backup small forward, that obviously being Royce O'Neal, to get a lot of minutes or the most minutes off the bench just in case anything's going wrong, whatever the situation may be. He's going to be our sixth man, followed by Eric Pascal, Jared Butler, and Nikhil Alexander-Walker, and Udoka Azubuike. So three decently young guys right here that can hopefully develop a little bit for us and potentially contribute off the bench more significantly in the coming years. But I think this team's very good right now. We should probably be a top 4 team in the Western Conference. I will catch you guys at the end of year number 1. First season comes to a close here. Didn't quite go the way I wanted it to. We're 6th seed here in the West. Nonetheless, though, we kind of switched up the entire roster. Maybe things didn't go as well as we hope. We're number 10 in the power rankings. Luka Doncic puts up just the Luka stat line of the year and wins MVP. Chet Holmgren, Rookie of the Year in Oklahoma City. Let me guess. Simmons, Giannis. No, Isaac. This changes. Oh, Tyrese Halliburton. Congrats, Indiana. Sacramento Kings, man. If you want to see a Kings offseason rebuild, man, I will blow up that roster. Willie Green, Coach of the Year. Congratulations. Okay, we're in the playoffs. We got a first-round matchup with the Kings, funny enough. I just shit-talked them into oblivion, and now I'm probably going to lose to them. I have no idea how, and I'll look at their roster after this. I have no idea how they're a 3 seed. None whatsoever. Mitchell and Fox leading the scoring for us, followed by Mathurin, Keldon Johnson, Butler, Robert Williams, Pascal, Alexander Walker, O'Neal, Azubuike. Rebounds per game went to Robert Williams, and assists was De'Aaron Fox. So, as I mentioned, Kings here in round number 1. Let's take a look at their roster real quick, see what they got going on here. Davion Mitchell, DiVincenzo Brown. I traded them Rudy. That's how they have Rudy. I was thinking about that. That's actually not a bad front court. Nonetheless, I'd like a little bit of revenge. Not even revenge, I guess, but there's just really no way that team should be beating us, in my opinion. I say that we're down 3-1. 3-2. 3-3. We win. Thanks for coming, Sacramento. Classy. Okay, moving on to the Memphis Grizzlies. John Morant, Desmond Bane, Dylan Brooks, Jackson Jr., Brandon Clark, Melton. This is a very good team, obviously. This is a team that does scare me, and I think we'll probably end up going to lose to, but we'll go game by game with them. We're down 3-0, and are we going to get swept? We got swept. Okay, cool. Let's sim the rest of the playoffs. It's a Celtics-Grizzlies final. Grizzlies go on to win in 5. John Morant, holy hell, went on to win Finals MVP. Yeah, he's very, very, very good at the game of basketball. At least we can say we lost to the defending champions. I'll take that. Or champions, I guess, not defending champions. League me anytime. Let's head up there right now. We reject these as always. Cool, done. Draft lottery time. I know we have that Spurs pick. I don't know if it landed anything big for us. Jazz at number 8 right now. Let's see if we can maybe get a little bit lucky in this draft. And we can jump all the way up to number 3. I knew that trade was potentially going to be a big one for us, and look at that, it was. Staff signing him, obviously not firing Stauffer. The ratings legitimately do not get better than that. It's kind of hard to blame a guy with 5 stars and everything. But number 3 overall pick, we definitely have some options with this thing. I don't know if I'm going to trade it. I don't know if I'm going to keep it, but I'm going to glance at some options. I'll see you guys with something, either draft or a trade. I've decided to go ahead and use the pick in the draft. If anything, it's just going to bolster the bench a little bit, which I think is definitely something we could use. We'll take a look at the summary so far. Amari Bailey goes number 1 overall. Chris Livingston, who was somebody I did have my eye on, goes number 2. So Victor Wembanyama is sitting here on the board, and because I know he wins Rookie of the Year every single year, and I know how good he is, but I like Robert Williams a lot. He's on a very good contract, and I feel like it would be dumb to trade him, but I could get Victor. He could start at center, and then maybe I could package Williams and Johnson and maybe get a better power forward. I'm just trying to think on the fly here. I think it would be dumb to pass up on Victor here. I really do. We're going to go ahead and take him. Not necessarily maybe the smartest move. I think when you're in a situation, this is the way I like to explain it. I think a lot of people agree with this. When you somehow have a high pick, when you're a good team, maybe drafting somebody better based on fit is the better option. But when you're a dog shit franchise like the Sacramento Kings, no matter what your roster is looking like, you draft the best player available. That's just my theory anyways. I'm not a GM. I'm not an NBA expert. I never claimed to be, but that's just my opinion. Victor, welcome to the squad. Most likely going to be our new starting center. I'm sorry, Rob Williams. I love you, dude. I'd probably never trade you in real life, but it's unfortunately probably how it's going to have to go today. All these guys are getting the qualifying. I want them all back, even though I don't have a problem with Keldon Johnson. I just think he's maybe the odd man out in the starting lineup. I guess I am giving a lot of confidence here to a 20-year-old in Benedict Mathurin, but I think he had a really solid rookie campaign for us, so I'm probably not going to phase him out, if you will. I think it would be a little too early. So what I'm going to do right now, I don't have job money, do I? No, I have no money. Cool. I'm going to get Keldon Johnson back. I'm going to get Nikhil Alexander-Walker back. They are both restricted, so I will wait a little bit. We had Joe Ingles. Welcome back, I guess. Okay, so Johnson, Butler. So these guys are all restricted. I don't think we have bird rights on Butler because I believe he might have been a second-round pick. Is he a second-round pick? Yeah, he was. So we don't have bird rights on him. Keldon Johnson wants to go to the Pistons. I'm just going to match it. We get him back. I was going to give him a contract the next day anyways. LeBron. Where's LeBron going to go? The Trailblazers? Holy gross. Sorry, Blazer fans. Just LeBron in Portland, I can never imagine. Nickeil Alexander-Walker comes back. Now let's do a trade. This is probably not the best trade in the world, but we are going to do it. Keldon Johnson and Robert Williams are 2 first-round picks for John Collins and Onyeka Okongwu. Again, it doesn't really feel like the necessarily smartest move in the world, but I feel like overall-wise, John Collins is going to come in, probably be a guy that can maybe average a double-double. I'd like that a lot. And on top of that, he somehow has an A- three-pointer, which I think is also going to help the squad a lot. We also get to pick up Onyeka Okongwu. It feels like a bad trade. I'm hoping it doesn't come back and bite us in the ass, but we are going to make the move. And welcome to the team. Okay, I think I'm probably ready to dumb this down to a 9-man rotation. We are going to go ahead and we are going to start Victor Wembanyama. Okongwu will be coming off the bench, which means Azubuike can go. I know I kind of praised him a little bit, but Pascal will stay. O'Neal's going to get traded. Nickeil Alexander-Walker might get traded just because we're not going to do a backup for Donovan Mitchell. We're officially bumping to a 9-man rotation. I think it helps with wins. So see you guys in the next trade. We have found our new backup point guard. It's going to be the defensive god himself, defensive player of the year, Marcus Smart, who is now in Dallas. We get Marcus Smart and an unprotected first-round pick from Dallas. He will come in and be a good defensive presence off the bench for us that I'm very excited to have on this squad. So what I need to do now is probably trade Azubuike for a backup small forward. I don't imagine it being anybody that great, but it's pretty much what we have to work with at this point. I don't want to give up any more first, so I'll give up a second. Let's see my options. If I don't see anybody that I love, I'll probably go ahead and just trade him for a pick and then maybe sign somebody. Like, do I have money? I can sign Harrison Barnes. All right, let's get Harrison Barnes in the squad. We actually had him for a minute and then traded him. Welcome to the squad, Harrison Barnes. I like Azubuike a lot. I mentioned that earlier in this video, but we just don't need 3 centers. So first round pick here, actually 2 here from the Charlotte Hornets. I will take that. And I will see you guys at the start of year number 2. So I forgot we actually had Jared Butler on this squad. I just went ahead and made a trade. And we got a first-round pick along with a second-round pick and a trade exception for 77 overall, 23-year-old Jared Butler. I'm going to take Marcus over him every day of the week. I'm sorry. New rotation is in. We have made some trades and some upgrades, in my opinion, on this squad. Fox and Mitchell remain our backcourt. Mathurin remains a small forward. John Collins is an upgrade, in my opinion, over Keldon Johnson at the power forward spot, at least with how he fits on this team. Victor Wembanyama, I don't know if you want to call him an upgrade over Rob Williams. I mean, he's only, 19 years old, so probably not at this point in time, but I think hopefully by the start of next season, he'll be an absolute monster. Marcus Smart will be a 6-man, Onyeka Okongwu, Eric Pascal, and Harrison Barnes. I think this bench also got better. So I'm excited to see what can happen. Obviously, we lost in the second round last year as a 6 seed. I'm hoping we'll be top 4 this year. I'll see you guys at the end of year number 2. We are all the way up to a 3 seed here at the end of year number 2, hoping for a little bit of a longer playoff run in Western Conference Finals. NBA Finals would be nice, though. Luka wins MVP, pretty much wins it every year. Victor Wembanyama, Rookie of the Year. So I'm impressed by the dude. I'm hoping he can potentially lead us to the promised land as the 3rd member of our big 3, and maybe I could give that to Collins or Mathurin. But I like the way this team's built. Jaden Ivey, 6th man of the year. Finally, Ben Simmons doesn't win it. Giannis does win Defensive Player of the Year, though. Jaden Ivey also wins Most Improved. Chris Finch, Coach of the Year. Okay, let's look at some stats and standings. Minnesota, 54-28. We finished the record of 49-33. 1 game below the threshold of 50 games, which I like to hit typically by year number 2. But I'm fine with that. Mitchell and Foxy, the majority of the scoring. Mathurin kind of taking over. I'm happy with the draft pick. Collins and Wembanyama, so our entire starting 5 was 10-plus points per game, which is cool. Pascal and Okongwu, Smart, Barnes, TLC is down there as well. Rebounds went to Collins, and assists was De'Aaron Fox. So, first round matchup here with Portland, and I believe they actually have LeBron, don't they? Oh, no, they didn't sign him. Kyle Lowry, who's 37 now? 38. Colin Sexton, RJ Barrett, Paolo Banchero, Bam Adebayo. I have no idea how that team came together, but good job, Portland, I guess. I guess they don't have Dame anymore. I don't really know where he went, but if they trade him to Miami, that would be crazy for Bam. We win in 6 games. Moving on to the Memphis Grizzlies, who destroyed us last year. Went on to win the finals. I mean, God damn it, this team scares me. We win game 1. We win game 2. We're up 2-1. We took 2 on the road, and then we take 1 at home, and we win in 5. Okay. Moving on to Minnesota. D'Lo, Bogdanovich, Edwards, Jared Vanderbilt, Karl-Anthony Towns. Really looks like they haven't added anybody too significant. Maybe besides Bogdanovich. But, yeah, I think this team's beatable. We're 1-1. We go down 2-1. Not ideal. We're 2-2. So we got a best-of-3 series. We go up 3-2. And can we go to the NBA Finals? That'd be cool. We do. And here come the Cleveland Cavaliers. Darius Garland, who is very good at basketball. Isaac Okoro, Larry Markkinen, Mobley, Allen. This front court's just disgusting. Christian Wood off the bench. Kevin Love off the bench. How many big men do you need off the bench? Let's go game by game. We're up 1-0. We're a 1-1. I'd like to win this year. It takes a little bit of the pressure off. We're up 3-1 right now, so unless we catastrophically choke, hopefully we can get this done at home. I don't want to lose at home. That's never a good sign. Okay, come on now. Fight a little bit. Have some balls. We're going to lose this one, aren't we? Oh my God. We kind of made a comeback at the end, but we still lost. But, okay, seriously, I don't want to blow a 3-1 lead right now. I'd like to get some gameplay with this team and happily live ever after with a championship. I will hop in, obviously. It's a 7-point game. We're not coming back. Oh my God. We lose another one. We are now going to a Game 7 on our home floor. Can we maybe not blow a 3-1 lead here in the NBA Finals and turn into the goddamn Warriors in 2016? Okay, we're not going to do that. We're going to be getting dubbed. Would have been cool to get maybe a little bit of competitive gameplay. Nonetheless, let's get some gameplay. We are here in Utah for Game 7, where we are going to be bringing this Jazz team a championship, which is probably not a sentence that's going to be said very soon. But hey, I don't think anybody thought the Celtics were going to be even remotely close to the finals this year. And at the time I am recording this, they are currently up 2-1 against the Golden State Warriors. And hopefully they cannot blow that lead, because that would piss me off. Mitchell with the slam, gets it to go. That's awesome. Oh, God, my commentator skills are very, very poor. Mitchell's got 31, 5, and 8 on the night. Marcus Smart could hopefully just lock down Garland just a little bit right now. I don't really care who's in. It's obviously a blowout right now, but we'll try to close him out, and Garland's just going to, should have had the open lane and just missed it. Smart's going to go up, kind of defend that, I guess. 11th board for Victor on the night. We'll give it off to Smart right here. I kind of want to get the starters in, so can I just run like a pick or something? I kind of want to do a lob to Victor. Victor with the slam. Let's go, baby. I hate that you have to, like, time lobs now. Like, I barely play this game, so I'm, like, always off whenever I have to try to do that. But why is Evan Mobley ball handling? I have no idea. But, yeah, Jared Allen's not going to shoot a 3. I know that. Okongwu's in. That's two-headed center monster. No shot. No shot. And John Collins in. Holy tall. Push it up to D, Mitch. Okay. Victor, just a quick little board right now. Oh, what a pass for Victor. Throws it down. Holy shit. All right, we'll do a final possession. I didn't really get to use, like, Matherin. That would have been cool. Or De'Aaron Fox would have been cool. But nonetheless, a championship's really all I care about. Can I get some cookies with Marcus Smart? That would be dope. They're going to go pick Shocker of the Year. Garland's not doing anything. Wow, he gets to go. All right, one final offensive possession here. I kind of want to posterize somebody with Donovan Mitchell. Mitchell. Oh, he's going to get fouled. All right, I'll see you guys in the Finals MVP. This 3 seed takes us to the promised land. We beat Cleveland in 7 games. Finals MVP goes to Donovan Mitchell. So, I'm kind of happy I did not end up trading him. I'm not going to lie to you. I definitely thought about it. Not even to make it like a realistic aspect, because I don't really know if I can call that realistic. Do you really think that Utah, like, unless he, like, full out, like, sits out, like, fucking pussy-ass Ben Simmons and is like, I'm not going to play for you this year. Do you really think they're going to trade him? Like, yeah, you can be pissed. But, like, if they trade maybe Gobert and they, like, try to work on some things and make the team better, do you really think they're going to trade him? I don't know, man. Hopefully D-Wade can talk to him or something. How are the Suns bad? You have Devin Booker. I don't know if you still have Chris Paul. DeAndre Ayton. You have a good core. I don't know. They get the number 1 overall pick. Staff signing. That's not our team. I don't even know. I screwed up. We're good there, though. Let's head up to the NBA draft. Do we have any picks in this year's draft? Probably not. I thought that was the 6th overall pick. That would have been cool. I do not need second-round picks this year. We'll trade it for 2 future seconds to the team we just beat in the NBA Finals. Matherin definitely coming back, qualifying Onyeka Okongwu 100%. And then free agency. Do we have anybody big? It's just really Okongwu, isn't it? Or do we have anybody else here that I'm just missing out on? No, we don't. I am going to try to upgrade Harrison Barnes. He'll probably be the one change this team makes for the 3rd and final year. I'll pay Onyeka Okongwu. It's just going to be his qualifying offer. Oni. Wasn't he on? Was he in Utah anyways? Oh, so he didn't play for 2 years, and then we signed him as a bench piece. Okay, cool. Okongwu gets that qualifying offer because this game is broken. We're now going to trade Harrison Barnes for hopefully just a better... Actually, is there anybody here I can sign that's maybe a little bit better? Could go Luke Kennard. Luke Kennard would actually be a good shooter off the bench. Let's sign Luke Kennard, and then I'll just trade Harrison Barnes. I'm going to move Luke Kennard up to small forward. And he can also play some backup shooting guard if we really need him to. So we're not going to keep Harrison Barnes. We'll see you guys in the rotation at the start of the 3rd and final year. 3rd and final year for us here in Utah. Starting 5 remains exactly the same. De'Aaron Fox, Donovan Mitchell, Benedict Matherin, John Collins, Victor Wembanyama. Bench unit. Luke Kennard actually takes over to 6-man. I don't mind that. I think having a good shooter as a 6-man is always a good thing. followed by Onyeka Okongwu, Marcus Smart, and Eric Pascal. That's the squad. I'm hoping to go back-to-back. See you guys at the end of the third and final season. We finished the third and final regular season as the 2 seed here in the Western Conference. That is the highest we have been. Have I been saying Eastern the whole time? I don't know. Luka wins his third straight. DJ Wagner, Rookie of the Year. Jay Ivey, once again, 6-man of the year. Get this dude starting somewhere. That's ridiculous. 24 points as a 6-man. Giannis Stevens, Player of the Year. Scoot Henderson, Most Improved. Mark D's Nuts. That's what I call him. Dagnot, or however you pronounce it. 16-22. Congrats. Looks like Oklahoma City is good again. Standings-wise, we finished 56-26, so over that 50-game threshold that we have not hit yet. We won a championship with 49 wins. That's pretty cool. Matherin was 0.8 points off per game of being the third 20-plus point per game. Yeah, that would have been cool. Collins, Victor, so our entire starting five was over 14 points a game. When was the last time that happened? Like, I'm trying to think. Like, I don't think that Golden State starting five was all over 14 a game, but god damn. All right, let's end the play and see what we got here in the first round. It's going to be Portland. I believe we beat them last year. Did they get CJ back? Okay, good for you, I guess. Let's go game by game with them. We are up 2-0 quickly here. They get a game on the home court, and we go up 3-1. Close them out in 5. Moving on to Houston. Henderson, Green, Griffin, Martin. They added Nikola Jokic. Oh, that's just a small addition. Just nothing that I really wanted to see, but cool. We're up 2-0. We go up 3-0, and can we close them out? We sweep them. Absolutely beautiful. Moving on to Dallas. Doncic, Vassell, Green, Jalen Durant, Clint Capella. There's just no way Luka's going to destroy this team by himself again. Is there? No shot, right? That's what he did in the first round this year, basically by himself. We're going to Game 7 right now. We're back in the finals. And the Detroit Pistons have met us here this year. Fultz, Cade, Sadiq Bey, Bagley, Isaiah Stewart, The Walking Lesbian, Jakob Pertl, Johnny Davis, Luka Garza. Interesting. I think we should be going back-to-back right now. 3-0 and beautiful. De'Aaron Fox this year, your finals MVP. That is pretty cool to see. Second best player probably in our starting five. Getting it done for us here in our second championship. Okay. I try to keep my outro short, but sometimes I take a water break just in case. Okay, cool. I had fun with this one. I think the Jazz in real life definitely need to blow it up. I've been thinking about this for a while. What I might do, like, obviously NBA teams, I believe, technically can make trades now as long as it's not with the Celtics or Warriors, I believe. Is that true? I don't know. Because is the new league year technically started, or is that just an NFL thing? I don't know. But nonetheless, I was thinking about making a video of, like, not every team, but, like, teams that need to make, like, a significant trade this offseason. Like, I'll do a video on each one of those teams that I believe anyways. So if you want to see that, let me know down below in the comment section, along with any other video ideas, of course. As always, you guys are new around here, feel free to hit that subscribe button. We'd love to have you here. Join the community. Subscribe to the channel. Yeah, that pretty much wraps this one up. I'm enjoying the offseason rebuild so far. If you guys are as well, make sure to let me know by leaving a like down below. As always, thank you guys so much for watching. I do love you guys. Catch you guys all in the next one.